Hey guys, so I realize I'm a day early for Tag Tuesday, but I felt like doing this particular tag today because I'm just in a very Shakespearean mood of late, for probably sort of an obvious reason. If you know what's going on my channel, and on a few other channels, ShakeTube will be happening in September, which is a yearly celebration of Shakespeare that I host with a few other booktubers. And recently I've also reread Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet, so Shakespeare is on my mind, and I'm just very excited to do this tag, and I feel like doing it today, so I'm just going to post this a day early for Tag Tuesday. But anyway, so I was tagged by Jason from Old Booth Chapter and Verse, one of my fellow hosts for ShakeTube, and the tag was created by Libby Stevenson. So I will leave links to both of their videos, but the first question is, what was your first exposure to Shakespeare? And I believe that my first exposure was when we had to read Romeo and Juliet in my freshman year of high school. And I actually really, really liked Romeo and Juliet, and I still do. Number two, which Shakespeare plays and poems have you read? I've read everything. All the plays, all the sonnets, the longer poems, everything. Some of it I read haphazardly and need to reread, but I have, it has all passed through the brain at least once. Number three, which have you seen either on stage or on film? On the stage, in high school, a theater company came by and did Romeo and Juliet, which I really liked. And another time, another company did Hamlet. And I was very confused for much of Hamlet. I had never read it by that point, and I didn't read it until I was 21. But I was so confused, and I was really bad at sitting still and paying attention to a long play. It was definitely cut down for high school students. They didn't include every verse of that play, but still it's a long play even so. And I just didn't know what was going on. But I do remember distinctly from watching that production of Hamlet in high school. I remember still the moment when Hamlet stabs Polonius by accident, or well, not by accident, but thinking that he's someone else. And I still remember that moment and just being like, "Whoa, that's crazy! He just totally stabbed the wrong person." I remember just being really struck by that moment, and I don't know. I think back to that a lot as like presage of my future interest in Shakespeare. But then in my senior year of high school, when I was in AP English, we went on a field trip to New York City, and as a part of that, we saw an off-Broadway production of Cymbeline, which I, like Hamlet, didn't really know what was going on for much of the time, but enjoyed well enough. And then films, I am woefully underversed in the world of Shakespearean film adaptations. I have seen both of the Akira Kurosawa adaptations that are both set in medieval Japan, so Throne of Blood and Ron. Throne of Blood being Macbeth, and Ron being King Lear. I've seen the Franco Zeffirelli Romeo and Juliet, which I actually just rewatched last night, and which I really liked. And then I've seen a film adaptation of Hamlet with David Tennant and Patrick Stewart as Claudius. Number four, do you have a favorite edition of the complete works? I think that would have to be my Norton Shakespeare. I think it looks very nice with the mostly purely red cover, but also it has like all sorts of ancillary materials. It has like contemporary writings about Shakespeare from the time around when he was alive, and also has like footnotes and introductions and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I really like this one. Number five, what is your favorite comedy? That would be Love's Labour's Lost. Number six, what's your favorite history? Richard II, although it would be facing stiff competition from Henry IV Part 1. Number seven, your favorite tragedy. That was the hardest one, because most of my favorite Shakespeare plays, just in general, are the tragedies. But I would probably go with Hamlet. But again, it would be very in close contention with King Lear and Macbeth. Because, there was a time where Macbeth would have solidly been my favorite tragedy and my favorite overall Shakespeare play, but I think Hamlet and King Lear have sort of slowly inched their ways above Macbeth. I still obviously love Macbeth, but I think I get a bit more out of King Lear and Hamlet these days. Number 8, least favorite play, probably Titus Andronicus. I just think it's a really stupid story. Enough said. Number 9, which play would you want to direct? Antony and Cleopatra, because I think it would be fun, because, like, there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of sort of big scenes, it's very sort of cinematic, and the play itself is, like, a production not used in the sense of, like, a production of a play, but just the play is a production. There's so much going on. There are so many characters, and it's very melodramatic, right? You know, and I love Cleopatra. That's why I love her, because she's just so, like, crazy. But yeah, I would want to direct Antony and Cleopatra. Number 10, which lesser-known play do you think deserves more attention, or which lesser-known play are you most excited about? A lesser-known play that I wish was more widely well-known, and yeah, just more widely thought of as a great Shakespeare play, is Measure for Measure, because I think that play is so endlessly relevant and just incredibly thought-provoking, and really, really modern, too. Really modern in its sensibilities. I mean, a lot of Shakespeare is very modern in his sensibilities, but that one, in particular, I think would appeal to especially modern-day America for very specific reasons, which I won't go in depth on, because I could make a whole video about that, but yeah, I wish more people liked Measure for Measure, and it also has great, great verse, some just awesome soliloquies. So yeah, Measure for Measure for sure. And then there's a bonus question about what is your favorite play to teach or perform. I don't teach. I may teach one day, but it won't be literature I'll be teaching, and I'm not an actor, so I won't ever be performing in Shakespeare. But yeah, anyway, so that is the Shakespeare Tag. Thank you for tagging me, Jason, and thank you to Libby Stevenson for creating it. Yeah, I'll let you all go. I hope you enjoyed. If you're a commenter and you want to answer some of these questions, I'd love to hear. Your favorite histories and tragedies and everything. If you're a booktuber and you want to do this, then I'll just consider you tagged. Anyway, yeah, I will let you all go, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.